Hey, this is Scott. I just got back from about a 35-minute run. Definitely not my best time on running about a 3-mile distance, but it was a feat for me nonetheless. And here's why. See, just 1 week ago today, I was riding a bike in the same area and I was hit by a car and thrown off the bike. And thank the Lord I was not hurt too badly, just a lot of bruises and scrapes and completely mangled the bike. You can see the picture right here. But I felt like I needed to get out. I needed to get out and run. In fact, I needed to go back to the same place where the accident happened last week. So this is the intersection right here where the accident took place. I really wasn't even sure that I wanted to get out and run today because there's been a little bit of fear and maybe even anxiety in me since the accident. I find myself driving differently. I find myself running or walking differently, much more cautious and watching to make sure that nothing's going to take place, nothing's going to happen, because in many ways, being at home felt much safer. You know, many of you have had an opportunity to feel safe in your home during the COVID shutdown or lockdown or whatever you want to call it. We've been in our homes now for 5 weeks, and for some of us, we haven't hardly gone anywhere, definitely without a mask or something like that. But today, as I was going to that particular location, right at the intersection where the accident happened, I saw this verse on the sidewalk, and someone had written it in chalk, and it encouraged me. And it reminded me of the Lord's protection and how He had taken care of me at that intersection just last week. And then it reminded me that I cannot have that spirit of fear. To be a healthy person, to be a healthy leader, I can't live my life in fear. I can't be concerned that something difficult or bad is going to happen to me every time I step out. Now, it's important to be cautious. It's important to take note and watch your surrounding and see what might take place. But you can't live in fear. And so I got to the intersection today and stood there for a few moments and just thanked the Lord for the safety that He had provided. I went on from there, and it wasn't too long that I saw other people that were out running, other people that were out riding bikes. In fact, I saw one person that was in the bike lane, and they were there just kind of huddled over their bike looking at fixing something. And so they're kind of in the road, and I just wanted to run up and say, "What are you doing? You've got to get out of the road," because I feared for them. When I got up to them, I just said, "Is everything okay?" And they told me that yes, everything was okay. And so I kept going. Wound up getting back to the house, but before I got back to the house, I saw past another place that was a reminder. You see, it was 4 years ago, about this time, that I got out of the hospital. I had been in the hospital for about 20 days. I had a collapsed lung. While I was in the hospital, I couldn't even walk down the hall with my walker without getting winded and having to stop. Well, today I ran past this particular corner, and you can see the place where I had to stop. I was 1 day being removed from being out of the hospital, but I felt like I needed to get outside because I had been able to run 6 or 7 miles before I went into the hospital. And I stopped right here on this corner, and I sat because I was having difficulty breathing, and I thought, I'm going to have to call somebody to pick me up or call 911. This was a foolish decision. I shouldn't be out here. And after I was able to kind of catch my breath and realize that everything was okay, I got back up and completed that walk, and that was about a mile walk on that particular day. So here's what I want to say today. Some of you have been in your safe place in home. Some of you haven't wanted to be there. Some of you have wanted to be out in your church with your friends, doing the regular rhythms of life. But you know what? In every single one of us, there's a tinge or a little bit of a concern of what it's going to be like when we get out there, or get back to church, or get back to work, because things are going to be different. It's not going to be as easy as maybe we think that it is. And some of you have kind of had relief being able to be in a place where there wasn't difficulty, where there weren't people that were bringing up conflict or different things. And maybe if you're a church leader, you've really relished and enjoyed the fact that you haven't had to deal with some of those things during this time. And you're not sure that you want to get back out there on the path, because you're going to pass an intersection or a place that reminds you of something that's difficult, or there may be something that's staring you in the face, much like this hill that I had to run up today. And I was sore. I wasn't really interested in doing that, but I had to press on to make it through the rest of the run. You know, being healthy in our physique, physically, being healthy mentally, being healthy spiritually is so important. Many of us have had that opportunity to do some healthy things over the break, whether it's spend more time with family, do things in our yard, slow down a little bit, chew a little bit more slowly, eat better meals, whatever that is, go to bed at a better time. But you know, being healthy is important. Paying attention to those things is important. Could it be that God used this time to help some of us to get healthy because we've got to get back into the race? We've got to get back on the proverbial bike. We've got to get back into whatever we were doing, and we've got to do it with strength and with confidence without the fear that the world brings our way. So I want to encourage you to join us tomorrow. It's Thursday, April 30th from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock. We're going to have the Tupos Church Planning Conference. We do it every 2 years, the Baptist Convention in New Mexico. This year we had to move it online. And that's been a feat. It's been something that I've been a little concerned about to see how it's going to go, but we're ready. We're looking forward to people being there. We would love for you to be there with us. My friend Dave Bruskus, who's been a pastor here in Albuquerque and now is in Fort Worth at a church called The Village. He's a campus pastor there. He's going to be our teacher, our leader, and he's going to talk about what it means to be a healthy leader and then to multiply healthy leaders. So I would love for you to join us. The link and the information to register is in this post down there at the bottom, and we'd love for you to be a part. So message me if you've got questions, but look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And I'm praying for you and that God would use you and that he would have you ready to get back into the world and whatever he's called you to do. Thanks.